said, well, he's being censored because
Why is it that the Democrats all of a sudden have this totalitarian instinct to shut people down, to claim that what they're saying is disinformation, misinformation, or malinformation, where they admit that what Kennedy's saying is true, but it doesn't jive with their ideology? I mean, where did that come from? All of a sudden, people aren't capable of deciding issues?
No, I think so. First of all,
bro, that's facts. I've noticed a lot of things in, like, I'm not even gonna say it's facts, but I've noticed a lot of things in society where, like, if someone says something someone else disagrees with, it's automatically like super ridiculed, or it's like saying, no, that's false, that's malinformation, that's disinformation, cancel them. Like, bruh, sometimes people just have different opinions or they have different beliefs. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's different information or that's malinformation that's being spread. Sometimes people just have different beliefs. They have different ways of viewing the world. So I don't even know who that lady is. Don't know her name for real, but yeah, that was kind of facts. I'm not going to say it was necessarily Democrats, but it could be.
Well, when we're talking about the censorship, and I mentioned this yesterday, but it's important to reiterate, RFK Jr. began his statement by saying, I was censored by the Trump administration and I was censored by the Biden administration. The Hunter Biden laptop story happened in October of 2020 when Donald Trump was the president. His administration made the same kinds of requests of big tech to take things down that the Biden administration.
Yeah, we agree. The FBI is out of control.
Yeah. It wasn't Trump.
Yeah, the Trump appointed FBI director.
The FBI has been against Trump and for Biden for 6 years.
I forgot the ultimate victim.
Don't even go there.
No, just
you guys went
staying
there.
consistent with the story. We know what it was like when Trump was president. He didn't have a friend among Republicans,
especially the State Department.
I'm not going to sit here and say the entire FBI was against Trump. I would say, though, that Trump was a very, very polarizing president. And what I mean by that is that some people really didn't like him and some people loved him. And when you're that polarizing, or when people look at you as that polarizing, it don't matter what you say, it don't matter what you do, some people just aren't gonna like you. It's really that simple. And that kind of tied into Trump. So it's like, even if he did something that was right, I do see a possibility of people not siding with him, and this may have happened in this case. I'm not going to say an entire organization didn't side with the president. That don't even sound right. But I do see, like, people not wanting to side with him just for the sake of him being Donald Trump, man. And for her to sit here and say that censorship, I guess, is not, like, left-leaning, that's not true. That's extremely true. And I'm sitting here telling you this. It's true. Like, that's like a left-leaning thing, like cancel culture. That's where it comes from. That's censorship. And for you to be like, well, it's not really censorship because Donald Trump tried to do it too. No, it's censorship, and censorship is known to come from one side over the other. Sometimes censorship can be good, don't get me wrong, because some people just say stupid stuff, but censorship is censorship.
Especially the FBI.
Oh, Donald Trump, my heart breaks for you.
Well, you brought him up. Let's talk about
because
Kennedy.
It's relevant.
Let's talk about why the Democrats won't let this guy speak.
Your guys' boyfriend, RFK Jr. So first of all, he's polling at 14%, not 17%. The reason it's going down is people are hearing him, and they don't like what he has to say because he has no agenda that speaks to the Democratic Party and our values. He wants to talk about being anti-vax, which is not what we think. He wants to do videos at the border, and I think the border is an important issue. But you know what I want to hear him talk about? Talk about your work as an environmental lawyer. Talk about what's going on with climate change. I want to talk.
He did.
No, lead with it. Have a set of economic policies.
It's also 17%.
Also, and I get it.
17%.
Maybe I think it was 14 yesterday.
Polling.
The graphic I saw
17%.
Fox today said 17.
Okay.
So she don't even know the polls. Like, bro, this is literally your entire job. Your job is to literally know the polls. How does everyone know them but you? And I get it, you may have not seen it, but how has everyone seen it but you? Especially if you're this adamant that he's a bad guy. I don't even know who RFK is. So don't sit here and be like, oh, you like, I don't even know who that is. I don't know what that stands for. I'm not even into politics. But my thing is, if you're sitting here, you're a news anchor, I guess, know what you're talking about. I'm trying to react and learn more about it, and you don't even know what you're talking about right now in this situation.
Well, I certainly believe in the veracity of the
apology
gospel.
Oh, you want to take it down?
Anyway, he's polling at like 0.4% in New York. Obviously, the guy's going nowhere. But
then why are you so scared?
I'm not scared. I'm honestly not scared. And I wouldn't call him a bigot either.
True.
But pushing him when you have the opportunity to get at someone to talk about their anti-vax opinions, the fact that they have been inconsistent on this, quote, censorship issue, because he doesn't go into media, and I get it, you can't go to 10 o'clock on MSNBC, but I'm pretty sure that Stephanie Ruhle would interview at 11 o'clock, and that he could go talk to a lot of journalists that actually speak to a heavily Democratic.
And y'all know what she's doing? She's literally defending them censoring this guy. And I want y'all to listen to the reasoning that she gave for censoring RFK, whoever the crap that is. I don't even know who that is. The reasoning she gave for censoring him was because he didn't relate to their side. He doesn't relate to their side. Therefore, they're going to censor what he has to say. They're not going to ignore what he has to say because it doesn't pertain to them. They're going to censor what he has to say, meaning they're going to stop him from speaking on these type of issues further if it doesn't relate to what they want to speak about. That's not problematic. That's not wrong. So if I don't say what you want me to say, you're gonna stop me from talking about anything? That is crazy.
Democratic audience. And the thing is, when you testify, you are a Republican witness, and then you go, and I think Martha did a great job, but you go and you are with Martha McCallum, and then on Tuesday night, he'll be in a town hall with Sean Hannity. And I think Sean does a great job, and Gavin Newsom was very smart to go on with him. But if you are talking to the Democratic base, that's not who's watching Hannity. And we can all admit, I would hope we would all...
Has CNN invited him to do a town hall?
Is it his fault?
I mean, more Democrats watch Fox than any other network.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is...
No,
wait. There's a contradiction here. When he's not on, you says, why doesn't he do it? And then when he's on, how dare you platform him?
No, I never...
Yes, that's what I'm seeing. Like, you literally just said, well, he's being censored because he doesn't talk about what we want. We want to talk about climate change. But then, like, I don't get it. How are you even censoring someone because they don't do what you want, but then when they try to talk, you don't let them? It's literally a lose-lose situation. Let's talk about the real issue here. The real issue is they don't like what he represents. They don't like, I guess, his political party. He's probably a Republican, conservative, right-leaning, whatever the crap. And she don't like it. They don't like it. So it don't matter what he say. Like I was saying earlier in this video, some people, it don't matter what they say. You just don't like them. And that's the case here. Let's call it for how it is. Let's keep it a buck. That's the truth.
That Democrats right, you can't platform him. That's why he's on Fox.
No,
we will platform anyone. I'm the evidence of that.
100% yes to that. We finally agree on something. But I would find it really hard to believe that there wasn't one journalist on another network that wouldn't take him. And he did do a News Nation town hall.
But you know what? None of us know what we're talking about as to whether one person invited him or one person didn't. Here's the bottom line.
What do you think the odds are?
The Democrats want to shut him down, and they don't want him to speak. They want to deplatform him, and they want to censor him. And that's what they want to do with Robert Kennedy. I don't understand why they're so offended by this guy.
They're offended by him the same reason
he's not anti.
Bro, and that's the thing, man. I don't even know. I don't even know who he is. Like, this is probably the truest reaction you'll watch. Because I don't have no bias. I'm not even in the real. I'm a college student. I don't know who RFK is. I don't know who she is. I don't know who the other two dudes are. I don't know who the lady is. I think she's a judge. I don't know. So my thing is this. I just know what's right and I know what's wrong. I know it's wrong to just start censoring people for things that you don't like. And I know it's right to at least hear someone out. You don't have to support him. If you got your ideals and he don't support it, don't vote for him. But for you to sit here and justify censoring because he doesn't talk about things you want him to talk about, but it's kind of a contradiction because he can't talk about things you want him to talk about because he's censored. Come on, we get nowhere. But anyways, if y'all have suggestions, comment down below. I will see y'all in the next one.